Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever the fuck you're watching this episode. It's another episode of the Blitz Backyard Sports. Man, the gang's here. It's a new year, new us. How we feeling?
That's a
Hell
good
yeah,
way to
dude.
put it.
I'm feeling great.
I know you are. I know another
I
person in
feel
this chat that is not feeling as good.
ball don't lie.
I feel great. New year, new me.
Yeah.
Or some bullshit.
That rock stack is looking a little low there, Mode.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's
All right,
be a good week, boys.
let's just get into it.
It's gonna be a good week.
The holidays were busy. The football was even busier. Yeah, so, let's just get right into the Jets Browns. Browns taking home a dub 37-20. And a bit of a barn burner there.
Joe Flacco is elite.
Listen, in Flacco we fucking trust, bud.
Yeah. Listen, he still throws the prettiest ball I fucking seen. That's for damn sure. That dude throws just such a
Mode, is that the prettiest ball you've seen?
I got a pretty set of balls. Right? No, it's not the prettiest ball I've ever seen.
No?
I don't think so. Ever?
It's
you think you're being serious? I thought you were being fucking.
I'm not being entirely serious. It's a pretty fucking.
I don't think he has a bad ball. It's amazing to me that like Joe Flacco, who appears as if he doesn't even want to fucking be there, is out here putting up crazy numbers. Yeah, no, Joe Flacco. Listen, I've always liked Joe Flacco. I always thought he was a pretty good quarterback. I think he got kind of a bullshit rap there a little bit towards his, the end of his days in Baltimore.
Yeah.
It is what it is though. Out with the old and with the new, and now he's just fucking falling asleep on the sideline after putting up fucking win after win.
350 and 3 tugs. I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah, dude. Night.
When's Jay Cutler coming back? That's the next one.
Yeah.
I know he's got to lay off those cigarettes, man. Those lung darts are gonna kill him. Maybe he should go to Zen.
They had a shot at the 1 seed too. That might be the craziest part about Cleveland. They had a shot at the 1 seed. Unreal.
I mean, the AFC, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, become quite the fucking mess, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not as dominant a conference as we,
Yeah.
Listen, the next game, I guess, is really just kind of ripping the Band-Aid off of the
about
whole.
To tear this fucking Band-Aid off.
Fucking A. Listen, 19-20. Dallas wins at home and continues the streak, right? So.
Yeah. That's sweet. I enjoyed the game thoroughly. It was pretty cool. Listen, no, all fuckery aside, I don't really have a lot to say. I mean, I've said what I had to say. The NFL needs to fucking quit though, because this shit now where it's like, oh, did you see Hawkinson?
Yeah, but
or Hutchinson might have tripped a guy in a play that's completely irrelevant to why everybody's pissed off, or
right.
People upset about the fumble from CeeDee Lamb that goes out of the end zone. Again, I sympathize with that fully. Gary and I talked about that a bit, but
and there was like an offsides. I mean, everybody can spot something.
Absolutely. Well, and of course, and this is what happens now. Like that, none of that has anything to fucking do with what people are mad about. So what people are mad about is the obvious 2-point conversion thing, and listen, if you fucked up, just say you fucked up.
Right.
Or else you look like you're trying to hide something, which is crazy. And, we can do all the damage control we want. Now they're saying, oh, the Lions were trying to have some gamesmanship and trying to blatantly confuse people. I saw the same footage everybody else saw. It looks an awful lot like, Decker went over, declared that he was going to be eligible. It looked like the official nodded at Decker. Somehow Skipper, who was 10 yards away, say what you will. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion on it, but I think we all saw. I mean, Troy Aikman was mad. If Troy Aikman's mad, I mean, it tells you a lot.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. We're on to the next fucking week here, obviously. But
on to Cincinnati.
For the NFL, don't treat us like we're fucking stupid.
Right.
That's the thing. It's the consumer, like we're not idiots.
Accountability is going to go so much further than trying to cover it up or even trying to just inflict punishment. Just say, like, they said, hey, they're going to be demoted in their role out of the playoffs or whatever.
Right.
And then they get a primetime game.
The Steelers.
Right. But again, the bigger point is just say, like, hey, we fucking blew the call. It was a bad call.
Say this. Say, hey, 70 had been declaring as eligible all day. Because that's what it turns out happened. Rex Ryan shed some, unique light that a lot of people may not have known, I being one of them, that not only does Campbell or whoever's the head coach go over this with the officiating crew beforehand, but they draw it for them.
Yeah.
Rex Ryan is saying, hey, they draw this. They show you. So that way you can say, if something's fucked up, you tell me now.
Yep.
So for that to have taken place, it's, again, I don't want to say malice when I just think it's incompetence. Like, I think the guy fucked up. And, I think that the fact that he had been thrown for a loop with 70 all day, which was kind of the part of the plan by Detroit, it seems. But, like, don't come out afterwards and be like, no, what you guys saw on TV,
it's not
that didn't happen. Like, this is just, I mean, it's better to just admit that you might have fucked up. It was a big moment. I could forgive the guy if he fucked up, but like to then go through and then the NFL is like, well, the Lions shouldn't have tried to be tricky.
Yeah.
And look at this, Hutchinson tripped that guy, like in a play that's irrelevant. So it's kind of creepy what the NFL is doing right now. It's weird.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to keep this as short as I possibly can, because there's like 5 points you just made that there are responses to each of them, right? The tripping thing. The NFL tripping rule reads as such. If you trip a person, it's a 15-yard penalty. You have to make contact with said person and trip them with your leg for it to be a 15-yard penalty. I had a conversation today where somebody speculated that like attempting tripping is a personal foul. It's not, because you can't interpret whether or not they were attempting tripping, yada, yada, yada. I had to go to the rule book. I went to the rule book and I looked. I'm a fucking nerd, so I do that. You have to actually make physical contact with them. It's a 15-yard penalty, personal foul. Prior to Hutchinson sticking his leg out and looking like he was attempting to trip Pollard, he missed him, okay? Hendershot had a bear hug on Hutchinson on that play. So Adam Schefter and the NFL handler that made him make that statement on ESPN, because that's what happened, you're not going to convince me otherwise, missed me with this whole lie on national television. As you said, Andy, we're not that dumb. We saw the play. We see what's going on. Hutch didn't trip anyone. They blew the call and said tripping on Hendershot when it was holding. They also blew the call on the illegal touching. It should have been illegal formation if they really knew that he didn't report as eligible. And then there's people on Twitter and on TV, the talking heads saying, well, the Lions were lined up ineligible anyway because 70 was on the end of the line of scrimmage. No, he wasn't. There was I think it was St. Brown was lined up outside.
St. Brown, yeah, was outside of him.
They were legal all the way through. The whole thing with refs, they do that at the high school level. We used to get the question, and we still do, because I got a buddy who refs high school, and he says, we have this conversation before game. Hey, coach, you got any trick plays I should know about so that we don't flag it, we don't call it, we don't give it away? It's got to be legal, but if you've got a trick play, I need to know about it so that we don't interfere, because they don't want to do that. They know it's part of the gamesmanship of the game, right? So at the high school level, they're doing this. This is bad. Right? This is bad by the NFL. It's a complete miss. It's complete incompetence. The last point I'll make, actually, I've got one quick one. The flag came in fucking way too late for me.
About 20 seconds. Yeah.
It was awfully late. It was terribly late. You can't do that. It makes the people that want to put a tinfoil hat on put their tinfoil hat on and say, like, someone phoned down from the booth. I speculated that, saying, like, if I really wanted to put my tinfoil hat on, somebody called down. The person who threw the flag is not the person responsible for that call. That's the other problem with it. The last point that I'll make, and now I'm losing it. Put the fucking refs in front of the media after the game. I am so sick and tired of this whole lack of accountability.
Preach.
I want Brad Allen in front of a camera, in front of a microphone, answering questions about that. I am over the NFL, like this whole protective thing of the refs, that union, they've negotiated it, whatever. I want them in front of mics after games, period. We would probably eliminate a lot of this gross incompetence if that was the case.
You know, and they fucked up an otherwise really good game. Like that's a really good week 17 fucking matchup between two playoff teams. Like back and forth. Both teams made some fucking snafus. There was mistakes by both coaching staffs. Like it was that kind of game. Like it's a game you want to watch. Yeah. You know, CeeDee Lamb has the big fucking 92-yarder off of like the best form tackling I've ever seen by Barnes. But like there were some awesome fucking moments in that game. I mean, to walk away with like a weird taste in your mouth, like it sucks. And you know, it's not the Cowboys' fault. Obviously, they didn't do anything wrong. You know, it's and you know, and now I see like some of the fans, like, because for whatever reason I've been targeted on Facebook, I'm getting a lot of Cowboys like suggested things popping up. And now the big thing is like Hutchinson's dirty. He's out here hip drop tackling people. And I have to remind people, hip drop tackle is not real. That's not a real thing. Right. That's just a tackle.
They're just making up a rule so they can flag the defense again.
Well, it's like such a fucking good game. Like it sucks that it fucking ended that way.
I like the chirping. I like the chirping there between Hutch and Dak. I was here for it. I was like, damn, that's ballsy.
Oh, they were getting at it. I mean, Hutch had 2 late, had 3 total in the game, sacks on Dak. Yeah. I mean, Dak had a good game.
He ate too. Yeah, for sure.
It was listen, he got fucking hammered a couple. Those late ones were like
those he were like there, took it like a fucking man, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought both teams looked really good. I thought it was a really awesome game for the most part, but
officiating fucking putting
just stabbed me in the fucking eye.
Yeah, you know, the better team won, and I think it's just it's good that we just move. I think it's just good that we move forward and understand that. Speaking of better team winning, moving forward, fucking Baltimore just just hangs brain.
56.
They've done it in the biggest moments, right? This year, I mean, three of their best wins have been Miami, San Fran, and Detroit, all playoff teams. I mean, all disrespectful. All possible division winning teams too, right? At this point, like, because Miami could win the division, Detroit and San Fran already have, and you just fucking mauled them. Like, remember the show Bowie Beatdown back in the day? That's what that fucking shit is every time they play somebody good.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the 60 burger in Denver.
Ugh,
so yeah, it's
karma's a bitch.
Yikes. Shit was real intense. So yeah.
And seniors, right? They're scary. Scary. It's like we talked about how scary San Fran was all year.
Is Lamar your MVP?
You know, I had a discussion going into this week saying that he was objectively not the MVP based on his numbers. But he just really fucking bolstered those, didn't he? I mean, like, I don't listen. If they win the AFC, right, which they have they won the? Yeah, they've won the AFC at this point.
They're the 1 seed.
So they're the 1 seed. I mean, they look like the best team in the NFL, and Lamar's on a fucking terror, and he's done it on the biggest stages against some of the top teams. I think he is, because who is if he isn't? That's where I come down to. Like, who?
Yeah, I mean, you can't compare him to Purdy.
No, it's not Purdy. Look, I have thoughts, and I had the conversation today. It's 5 years running. The quarterback on the team with the best record in the NFL has won the MVP 5 years in a row. Now, a couple of those years, like Mahomes had 55 touchdowns. Actually, that was the year he had 55 touchdowns. They finished with the second best record in the league. That was the one 6 years ago or whatever when he won his first MVP. But like Rodgers and Mahomes and Rodgers again, like it's been Lamar, right? When he won his MVP, they had the best record in the league, yada yada. It's been the quarterback on the best team. CMC maybe, right? You could probably put him up there. stack Josh Allen against Lamar Jackson. I think Josh Allen is the most valuable player in the league. And we've had this, Andy, you and I have had this conversation about MVP, right? What the meaning of MVP means. If you take Josh Allen off of that team, they're pretty goddamn bad. And I put it this way to somebody today. I said, Lamar Jackson, if you take him off of the Ravens and you put Brock Purdy on the Ravens and you take Lamar Jackson off the Ravens, they're probably a 9-win team. They're good. They've got a really good run game, great offensive line, and they've got a tremendous defense. If you took Josh Allen off the Bills and you put Brock Purdy on the Bills, that's a 3-win team. And that for me is where I come to like the conclusion of most valuable player, right? Now, that's not how it's voted. I know it's not, and I just made the point that like it's the quarterback on the team with the best record. My MVP is probably Josh Allen, especially if they go beat Miami this weekend and win that division and get the 2 seed. But I think it's already a done deal with him. He's like minus 20,000 right now or something, according to Vegas. Like it's basically a done deal in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I agree with you because we've had this conversation obviously before with Josh Allen's value to his team.
They do need to make a run in the playoffs. Lamar's legacy is they need a run in the playoffs.
You know, this year is one of those years, though, where, like, Josh Allen might have lost the Bills 3 games, right? So, like, some of those losses are directly correlated to him as well. So, Lamar is the most routine answer, I think. I mean,
I don't disagree with that.
Team that's going to, you know, win a conference, might have the best – I think they can still have the best record in the league, right?
Yeah.
And then they beat the fuck out of good teams. So like that's going to play. I don't even know what Lamar's exact numbers are. I know seven turnovers is going to play big to him because then if you start talking Josh Allen, he's got
16,
more than double
18 total with the
right. So again, I'm not disagreeing because I agree with you. I think the Bills are probably
Lamar's like 9th or 10th in most categories.
They're very bad without Josh Allen. I would liken it, I think, to some years with the Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger. I think that team relied on him a whole lot more than most teams. But, CMC, that's a good one. He's not going to get it. He's a running back. He plays the wrong fucking position.
Cooper Kupp didn't win it when he got the Triple Crown. CMC ain't.
No. And Tyreek Hill had a legit stab at it for a while, and that kind of died out the last few weeks. So, I don't know. What's Josh Allen's numbers on that? Is he even in the discussion?
He's 4, I think, in Vegas. I think it's Lamar, Purdy, CMC, then Josh.
See, I don't like the Purdy thing either. I think, Purdy showed in big moments he can be a trash can still. It's one of those weird discussions. I think Kadarius Toney, if you want to talk about
LVP
lessening your quarterback's odds at an MVP, like he's the front runner for sure. And the next guy is
player.
The next guy is Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Like 1 and 2, those 2 guys. Holy shit, dude! If you want to drop a QB's fucking value, just have those guys on your team.
Yeah, for sure.
Bricks. Just fucking bricks, folks. Pats lose on the road to Buffalo 27-21. And just talking about Josh Allen.
Did anybody watch this game?
Yeah, no. It got weird.
It was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
So
they score on the opening kickoff.
Yeah.
Love it.
And that kind of
last time that matchup played, my wife was like, I'm not watching this game. It's going to be a blowout. And she went away. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, fucking Patriots won. Looked like they were going to win again.
I know.
Weird divisional foes.
Yep.
That's kind of my problem with Buffalo. Like they two of the worst teams in the league. I get they're in your division.
Yeah.
But the Jets in, New England almost twice for New England. So I don't want to play the Bills if the Bills like slip down, say Miami wins the division and you got to play that you host the fucking Bills in the first round. You don't want to do that.
No.
But like,
the Bills could be either the 2 seed or out of the playoffs this weekend.
Right.
That's how crazy their playoff scenario is right now.
And they could be a team you hate to play in the first round or a team that just fucking hands you a win in the first round. Because I don't know what they're going to do. Like,
Yeah.
This Bills team to me is way more unpredictable than the last 2 years.
Yeah. Which probably means they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, maybe. Fuck.
Fucking rivalries. Listen, Bears beat the shit out of the Atlanta Falcons, 37-17, home win. Chicago just trying to make sure that they're ruining a chances of a good draft pick at this point. What are we doing here?
Well, they have Carolina, so they don't care.
They still have the
Right.
one pick.
Right. That second pick is a fucking consolation prize at this point.
I think this whole thing is going to complicate their offseason, though, because Fields is playing well. They're winning games. Do you suddenly trade?
So
out
that's
of
the
first
question,
pick?
though, Gary. If you're the 1 seed, are you drafting a QB or are you trading out and rolling with Fields? Like right now, if you have to make
I have to admit that I'm a little biased because I like Fields. I think he can play.
Same.
I like what he brings to the table.
I like Fields too.
I like that after 3 years of just being brutalized by the Bears, he hasn't lost his mental edge. I think you can win with him. I think you need some weapons and offensive line. So I preface all that to say, if I have the number 1 pick with the Bears, it's down to 2 things for me. Do I think I need to get Marvin Harrison Jr. and pair him with Justin Fields and just draft him at number 1 and go the Keyshawn Johnson route with the Jets? Or I'm trading. I'm probably trading because I think I can trade down and stay in the top 5. And
Right.
I might not get, Marvin Harrison Jr., but I could get like a cornerstone offensive lineman in the top 5. And then I might get a guy like Malik Neighbors in the top 10, who is going to be another LSU great wide receiver, right? Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and Odell Beckham Jr. Malik
Wait,
Neighbors,
who?
next guy. Malik Neighbors.
I'm just kidding. It was a joke.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, we know that.
But he's the next guy, right? Could you get him in the top 10? So, long answer short, I'm trading out of the first pick if I'm the Bears, and I'm rolling with Fields.
Well, to me, yeah, it's like if I'm the Bears, I do want Marvin Harrison. However, I don't think I need to spend the first overall pick on him. So, I mean, depending on who you're going, what you do is you trade with somebody you know is going to take a quarterback first and foremost, right? Like, so you let that progress that way.
At 3.
Right. As long as you are confident in what you can. And listen, a lot of these GMs fucking know who somebody else is taking. Yeah. I mean, some GMs probably tell other GMs, I'm sure. Yeah. They're not all fucking sitting coy in a room hiding it. But I think that Marvin Harrison with DJ Moore, that's going to be, the optimized weapons for Fields, who we all just said we like Fields, right? I think I heard Raul say that.
Yeah.
I wanted the Lions to draft him back when. However, I think Fields is what he is, though. Like there's a lot of things he can't do passing wise. He's limited, and I don't know if that'll ever change. But he does so many other really good things, a la Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick type things with his feet. That I think he's their guy. You don't roll a dice on an unknown entity when you can just bolster your roster and continue to go.
I'm not going to. Raul, are you're going to stick with Fields too, and figure out whether you get draft capital in a trade or maybe you take Marvin Harrison? I
mean, you've either got to commit to protecting Fields or you got to put some other dummy in that position.
Because I think if you do go that route mode, I think if you draft Marvin Harrison at 1, they're not going to fall too far. And even if they win again this weekend, they're going to be still, I believe, in the top 12. I think 12 is the lowest they can fall with another win.
Right.
You're looking at like Alt and Fashanu probably go early, and you've got maybe 2 other offensive linemen. One's a tackle, one's a guard that are worthy of top 15 picks. So maybe you still get an offensive lineman, right? I know a lot of people have linked them to like Dallas Turner as well in mock drafts. Maybe it's an edge guy that you're trying to pair with Montez Sweat. They're kind of in the catbird seat with those 2 first-round picks.
Well, to me, it's like who can I?
Jaden Daniels.
If I have that first pick, I don't know what Washington's plans are, right? If they end up staying up high,
It's going to be a new regime, right? So we're not going to know.
Right. New England's another one.
Probably a new regime.
I'm pretty sure Arizona's not taking a quarterback. But like for me, if I'm the Bears, like who can I get to give me shit? Right. I mean, you know, can I get one of those teams that I think might take a quarterback to give me some shit to move up a spot or two?
Yeah.
If that's the way it ends up shaking out. Obviously, we don't know the order yet, but
sure.
You know, Gary don't want to hear it, but can I convince Washington to fucking sweeten the pot to move up a spot or two if that's the case? And you never know. I mean,
yeah. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't want Washington to move. I'm tired of chasing the quarterback position. We've got a guy that can play. That's my stance.
Facts. All right. Houston wins at home against Tennessee 26-3. I mean, what happened to the running back we used to know as King Henry? Like, what the fuck?
Father Time is undefeated, my friend.
A lot of touches,
man.
Father Time and that offensive line
is
really bad now, though. They used to have the best offensive line in football. Now
Swiss
they've got like the worst offensive line in Steuben County.
Henry used to need like one plant though. Like he'd plant 1 foot and he could get that big body going. Now it's more like 2 feet. I noticed it last year a little bit. Anything that was outside the tackles, it was actually against the Bills where I was like, oh fuck, they might be in trouble, because anytime they tried to run not right up the middle with him where he had to get like 2 steps, he was caught every time. So he's old, man. I mean, you know, he's running back old and he's got a lot of fucking carries. Oh yeah, he's 1 million in touches.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He's Hugh Hefner in touches, kid.
Real quick, back on the Bears-Falcons game, too. There's been a lot of speculation that the Falcons might be the team that wants to move up and get their quarterback. They've been linked to Caleb Williams. If Arthur Smith survives, there is some speculation they may be the ones to move up. And you're going to get a boatload of picks because they're going to move up about 8 spots to go to number 1. So you're going to get a ton from them. But
if you're Chicago, though, and Marvin Harrison is your guy, I don't know that you want to drop that.
I don't know if you want to go that far. Maybe you trade back up. The Texans did it, right? They drafted Stroud and traded back up to get Will Anderson.
Right. That's where they got to get fucking Kevin Costner in there.
Yeah. The most unrealistic sports movie ever.
Already off the rails. On to the next one. Indianapolis wins at home against the Las Vegas Raiders 23-20. So, you know, a lot of momentum coming out of Las Vegas, you know, coming off the last victory, and then kind of an upset here.
Do you think the Colts get in the playoffs?
It's not even that much of a stretch anymore, is it?
No, it's not. No, the
I think they're a winning in, right? If they beat the Texans, they're in.
What the fuck is the AFC?
It's so weird, dude. It's so weird.
What is it? That's not what we talked about at the beginning of the season. That's not that AFC.
It's really
well, you get the Bills get the slow start. Miami can't beat a good team. The Bengals fucking quarterback starts hurt, then gets hurt. Yeah. Mahomes and the Chiefs don't look good.
Mahomes is fucking emo.
These are our front runners here. So, you know, the Ravens, I believe I picked the Ravens to be a wild card. I don't know if anybody else did, but now they're the best team. I mean, I can't say it's completely unexpected, but at the same time, like, it's not what any of us picked.
No, and yeah, it's a guessing game right now. And yeah, the Colts are a winning in. The Texans are actually, that game is a winning in game.
Yeah, but they're winning in against the Texans. Like that's tough, right?
Yeah.
That's why I say that. Do you think they get in?
No, no.
I mean, I picked the Texans, so
yeah. I think no, actually, I take that back. I did flip that coin. Indy's at home, so yeah, I do think Indy gets in. Spoiler, I picked Indy, but I don't know. It's been a crazy turnaround for them too, right? Because remember when we were talking about like they thought they were just a quarterback away from like winning it all, and they blamed Carson Wentz, who ran the 6th ranked offense brought in Matt Ryan, and they ended up the 31st ranked offense. And now they've got Gardner Minshew running the show, and they're about to get in the playoffs after Anthony Richardson got hurt. It's been a weird roller coaster there in Indianapolis.
Dude, fucking Matt Ryan was awesome.
Yeah, he was phenomenal.
The whole franchise is
No, so wild card, real quick. Wild card is basically like one of those two teams, whoever wins that game is in. No, that's not 100% correct because Pittsburgh factors in the tiebreaker. So Jacksonville loses, the winner of that game wins the division. The winner of that
we should have had a fucking sheet to screen share this. Man, I knew somebody was going to ask.
I was going to highlight the games from week 18, but there ended up being fucking like basically.
Yeah, there's too many of them.
Basically, all the games have playoff implications because of like strength of schedule and common opponent tiebreakers. So it would have just been the whole fucking sheet highlighted. But basically, like the AFC South, if Jacksonville wins, they win the division. If they lose, they're pretty much out of the playoffs. If Pittsburgh wins and Indy wins, it'll be like a common opponent thing. And then, like, if Houston wins, it's a mess. But if Jacksonville loses, the winner of that game wins the division because they'll have 10 wins and Jacksonville has 9. There's a 3-way tie at the top of the AFC South, essentially. And 2 of those teams play each other.
Right. You have three teams in the AFC that are 9-7 currently.
4.
Right?
4. Jacksonville's 9-7 because they're a division leader.
Jacksonville's 9-7. Yeah.
If you got Indy, Houston, and Pittsburgh who are 9-7 in the wild card hunt.
Whole fucking division's 9-7, bud.
Yeah, basically, with the exception of fucking
Tennessee. Yeah.
Tennessee. Yeah.
Tennessee's the only shit.
Crazy, dude. Right? 3 9-7 fucking teams. Yeah, but Buffalo's in an interesting situation where if they lose, they need some things to go not incorrect. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Their situation is unique as well because the Indy game factors in, the Jacksonville game factors in, the Pittsburgh game factors in, and then like if all these different things happen, like strength of schedule factors in, it's a mess, man. And this is what.
But luckily for Buffalo, they just need to win.
Win and they win the division. Win and then the 2 seed.
Yeah, just win.
Just win. Just win, baby. Al Davis.
Beat your fucking divisional opponent, who you've been sunning for the last few years, anyways.
Yep.
And just call it a day.
Yep. That's simplest. Yep, absolutely.
Well drawn up. Just like a 26-0 win. As Jacksonville gets a nice W there in Duval against a formidable opponent, maybe against your local Pee Wee team. Christ.
Is it ever going to get better in Carolina?
No.
No. I don't. It's the fucking Bills.
Ever the positive.
Jesus Christ, you're worse than me. The fucking sky is falling, Chicken Little.
Yeah. Jacksonville needed that win. Obviously, we just talked about the playoffs.
Yeah.
Here, but man, it is a fucking shit show in Charlotte.
Jacksonville fucking sucks though too. Like I don't.
Are they right? Are they a bad team now? Like
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they are.
Like no, I don't think they know what they are.
They're not a good team.
No.
I think they're a bad team right now.
Yeah.
All right, Rams win on the road in New York, 26-25. Bit of a nail biter there.
They tried like a motherfucker to give this goddamn game away.
They did. Fucking A.
Put themselves in the catbird seat though. They're in the driver's seat in the playoff race. Basically, they locked up their playoff spot. There's one up for grabs, but the Rams they're secure with that win. So good for them. It was a weird way to win that game, but good for them. They got in. Andy, I tip my cap to you, man, because you were on the Rams way before any of us.
Yeah, I fucking regret that now. Looking at the potential for the matchup here, I don't really want Matt Stafford and fucking Ford Field first round. I mean, here's the other thing though: is I don't want Green Bay.
No.
Well, we haven't talked about it on the show too, but I mean, the end of an era. Tommy Cutlets cut short.
He was never good.
Tommy Cutlets.
No,
fucking
man, it was
Jeremy Lin out here.
It was a whole but it was a whole
How you
thing that
doing?
happened on
He
the
beat
internet
Washington, man.
since we've done our last episode. Him and fucking
I know.
Tony Soprano's fucking retarded uncle as the agent, bro. That
Dude,
shit was
How many
unacceptable.
jerseys do you think he
charge a
sold?
restaurant for an appearance?
Dude.
He ended up going and doing it for free, I think, though,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
How much? Listen, how
Aaron
many?
Judge picked up the tab for the restaurant when he went too. That was kind of cool.
Right.
Bro.
How many fucking downtown fucking Guidos fucking picked up that jersey though?
All of them.
You know for a fact.
All of them.
They got, the dude's got like the fucking Italian flag Giants jersey custom made with DeVito, like for sure.
Yeah.
Bro, every bodega
dude,
on the block is selling DeVito jerseys, and it's all over Staten Island and Long Island.
Yeah.
fucking
Guaranteed.
Bensonhurst.
Dallas is out round one. Even at home, that streak comes to an end.
You think they're out round one? Do you really think that?
I do.
If they
Who
play
are we
like
playing?
Green Bay or Seattle, you think they're out?
Seattle's probably the only. If they get Seattle, fine. They might.
I think they
be
beat
that
You
Green
better
Bay.
fucking chill out, Gary. You're already on thin ice. Don't be
I
doing
think,
that.
I think Dallas
Going
wins.
home.
Unfortunately for the Lions, because they'll have to fucking play them again, and I don't really love that.
What if it's a rematch?
All of
Yeah,
a sudden, it'll be like Brad Allen's Cruise upgraded for the playoffs second round.
The
Dude.
NFL would do
He
like
comes
that.
out with a fucking Aikman jersey on. Just imagine that shit. His fucking whistle has a star on it. This dude.
Hey, listen, I just want to point out the fact that Raul, you thought that I was strategically trying to hex the Cowboys when I picked them to win the division.
Mhm.
They're going to win the division.
You were trying to hex them, though.
I was not.
For sure, dude.
Don't lie now.
He did all that just to say that they're going to lose in the first round.
They are going to lose in the first round, but they're going to win the division.
They're not going to lose in the first round.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna either.
I don't know who they play, so I guess barring
Green
the Niners.
Bay or Seattle. I would think it could actually. I think it could be the Rams too.
Potentially the Rams could drop to the 7th seed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll take all three of them. Fuck them. 35-31. The fucking Cards. Just the absolute kryptonite for the NFC East this year.
Listen, they have beaten the two best teams in the NFC East, and they have lost to the Giants and the Commanders.
Well, they almost beat Washington. Was that week 1, right?
They've had a 28-point lead on the
Remember
Giants
that game?
too.
Dobbs.
Yes.
This was like, I'm like, who the fuck's this Dobbs guy? Yeah.
They should have
that
beaten
game.
Washington. I'll give you that. And they had a 28-point lead on the fucking Giants and blew it.
Yeah.
Cardinals,
they
man,
were
that
21
Cardinals
points,
NFC
21
relationship is fucking Stranger Things, dog.
They
It's
used
the
to be in the
upside
NFC
down.
East, so they know these teams apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. They're out there
They know
fighting
the inner
over
workings.
fucking bottled water in Arizona, but they're out
But
here
listen,
fucking
Philly's in trouble,
They're in
bro.
big trouble. Without that 99-yard interception return, the Cardinals blow out the Eagles.
They might be.
Blow
There's
their
still not a team
back
that
out,
you,
bro.
there's still a team that you don't want to fucking face though. Like I don't want to earn the right to fucking like win my division or something and have to play fucking Philly in the first round. That kind of sucks. I mean,
I think earlier in the season I would have believed that, but not this last month.
I don't know. Star power alone though, like you know that they have skill players.
You think it would be like a show up, show out thing in the postseason where now they would all kind of click together when it counted?
I'm just bummed out if I have to go into a fucking game knowing I'm the better seed and I have to guard AJ Brown and fucking Devonta Smith. Like that's gonna piss me off a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Your quarterback's
You
going to
gotta earn it.
3 bills though.
Well, not that you got to earn it, but like you're looking at this team like these motherfuckers.
No, I get what you're saying. You want the
this-
easier lineup, period. You want one that you don't have to struggle against.
It's it's a weird scenario. Listen, that being said, I wouldn't want to fucking play I wouldn't want to host Dallas either. There's teams you don't want to host. I mean,
Dallas on the road.
fuck. A lot of times you get like a 2 seed or
I was
a
going
3
to say, I
seed.
think you'd rather host Dallas than have to go there.
Definitely would rather host than have to go there for sure.
Listen, what happened to the good old days that I get a fucking 3? I'm a 3 seed and I get to play a fucking 8-win team. Where are those 8-win teams at? Where's the 7-win team at?
Where they at, though?
Where they at?
Fuck. Y'all got any more of them 8-win teams?
I'm telling you, the struggle is real out here.
Yeah.
NFC East not what it used to be. What's going on with the next game as we continue on? Good God. So I can't seem to get my shit together with Baker Mayfield, because as soon as I get faith on him, like, what, you know, there was reports 2 weeks ago that the Bucs are asking him to stick around, that, you know, they're already talking about contract extensions and everything else. And I mean, it seems like every week is going to be a different set of stories.
I think you
Just
still
because-
extend them, though, right?
Yeah.
I would.
Sometimes they're just matchups, man. The New Orleans Saints, they just seem to own the Bucs. They, whatever it is, Mike Evans never seems to have a good game against the Bucs or against the Saints. I will say this: fuck Baker Mayfield and his 2 garbage time touchdowns that cost me one of my finals this fucking week in fantasy. Fucking dickhead. Fucking asshole.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did win one though.
Listen, shout out to you, though.
Yeah.
You know, without a fucking 50 burger by Cooper, you would have been playing me and you would have lost.
Damn.
Yep.
Let him know.
Yeah, I lost.
I would have lost by like a point too.
I lost by 0.7.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
Fucking Cooper dropped 58 on me. and then yeah, I ended up in third. You won. I was seeing that. I was like, oh, fucking Gary.
You'd have beaten me by like a point this week.
It was close. It would have been really close. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you won, though, because fuck Addison for his team dropping fucking 58 with me on Cooper. And then Cooper doesn't play this week.
Didn't even play.
Like, what a sick fuck. He just comes in, drops a 50 piece on me, and goes and hides. This guy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know how many messages I got from other people? Like, I had the first one I woke up to was like, should have started Jordan Love, man. I got that. That was my real message. You should have started Jordan Love, man. And then somebody else was like, you should have started Gus Edwards. I was like, I lost by 0.7. There was 9 scenarios I could have changed to win.
Yeah.
The Gus Edwards thing does bite me, though. I switched Gus Edwards like half hour before the games for Jonathan Taylor. It was like a 2-point difference.
Yeah.
And Love outscored Fields by 2 points. I mean,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Well,
You're going to take that L. That's what you're going to do.
Gonna give it to old Gare Bear. He's got it. He's the guy.
I appreciate it. I had like
Passing the
100
torch.
points on my bench this week too.
Fucking A.
Yep. Shout out to Austin Eckler. By the way, shout out to Austin Eckler, that fucking piece of shit. I had him in fucking 3 leagues this year.
I had him in 1. Yeah, it
Dog
was
shit.
disgusting.
Dog shit. Although I made the finals with 2 of those fucking teams with fucking Austin Eckler.
I mean, that's just it too. The league we're just talking about too, Raul. He had Eckler and he wins.
Yeah.
I took 3rd, but I was very close to being in the mix. And I had Jefferson was my first overall pick.
Yeah.
Jefferson and Mark Andrews I had too. But like
I had Herbert.
who the fuck did I pick up for
Yep.
Yeah,
I had Herbert and Mike Williams and Austin Eckler.
And Njoku, I picked that dude up and he turned into fucking RoboCop.
Of course.
Dude.
Yeah, that was a great sleeper pick.
Yeah, I picked him on a free agency when my tight end died.
Yeah, I made the smart move of starting Eckler over Aaron Jones in the finals. Good thing it didn't cost me because Eckler had 3 points and Jones had 16.
Yeah, Eckler's a bum. I picked him in FanDuel this week. I was like, oh, this dude's fucking cheap. He's going on my roster.
Because Denver's terrible against the run. And then dude, did you see the fumble he had this week?
Yeah.
He just let the ball go.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He don't want to be there. You know what? The funny thing with Eckler is Eckler's such a fucking cuck. Like, he didn't want to be there to start the season. And then, you know, it happened and whatever. And as soon as they started sucking, he was done. Like, he quit playing once it was evident that they were gonna suck. Eckler's like, fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit.
I'm going out there and getting like fucking 20 yards a game. I ain't working hard.
Oh, that motherfucker.
He's available in the Dynasty League if you want him.
I do not.
Commanders lose at home against the Niners 27-10. Gary.
Listen, I do have one thing to say about Ron, and on his way out the door, I cannot spit enough piss and vinegar at him. But to go into the press conference after the game
Okay.
and say that Sam Howell needed to make better decisions on the 2 interceptions in the game. It is clear to me that Ron Rivera isn't watching the football game when he's coaching from the sideline, because Sam Howell was hit on both. The second one, he was hit in the head with no flag. Ron Rivera should never get another coaching job. If there's any GM out there that hires Ron Rivera, they should be summarily executed in the team's clubhouse when they hire him. He is not an NFL head coach. He should not be an NFL head coach. He shouldn't have been hired in Washington to begin with. I bitched about it when they hired him. He was overrated in Carolina. Good riddance. 6 more days. Fuck you, Ron.
He's going back to Carolina.
Good. That's where he fucking belongs, in that dumpster fire.
I have nothing further to add.
Nice. I will not spend a penny on that team while Ron's the head coach.
Hopefully, hopefully Washington.
Yes, senior.
Yes,
senior.
he does.
You just get him. You just get him.
Oh man.
Oh.
I will say last thing, the Niners didn't look great this weekend. And I know McCaffrey had the calf injury and they had the game in hand, but they're going to need to figure some things out before the playoffs start, because they should have dominated this game and they didn't.
I think that Coach Tomlin is a magician. I think that he continues to keep a streak alive.
Yeah.
You know.
Yo, has anybody ever checked if, like,
Is
anybody close to him like ever mysteriously come up missing or died under weird circumstances? Because this motherfucker definitely sold his fucking soul.
I'm trying to dig into that ASAP. Like, I'm trying to put that tinfoil hat on presently.
Yo, shout out to George Pickens though. Did you guys see his like yearly stats? Because this motherfucker's like over 1,000 yards with only like 50 grabs.
Is he over 1,000?
That's kind of crazy. I mean, in this day and age, I don't usually. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that one just stands out to me. But I don't feel like a lot of guys get 50-something catches.
Averaging 18 a catch. Good for
right?
him.
Yeah.
Good for him. With bad quarterback plays.
With 3 bad quarterbacks throwing him the ball.
3 of them. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
3 of them.
Tomlin's gonna roll out there next and be like,
just throw it up.
Blood of a sibling running down his fucking side of his shirt, just throwing.
They've figured out the running game a little bit. Najee Harris has looked good the last 3 weeks. If they can continue that and they sneak into the playoffs, I don't think I want to see that defense. I don't want to see that pass rush. And with an offense that can kind of grind the ball, they might be a tough out, man.
Hey, you don't want to play any of those teams, though, right? No, you don't want to play Baltimore. You don't want to play the Browns. You don't want to play the Steelers. I mean,
you want to stay right away from the AFC North.
Fuck, man.
If Burrow was healthy, that AFC North would be fucking unreal.
I mean, you have to feel like Burrow would have changed the landscape, right? If some of these wins for these other teams, but who the fuck knows?
Yeah, they just seem to be able to compete at times. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. But, yeah, they got another primetime game. We did talk about that early, Kelvin. Somehow games get flexed and moved, and I know the crews are assigned ahead of time, but god damn it, how the fuck are they on primetime? You should be making active changes if you're the NFL.
But we talked about it earlier. The NFL already decided that instead of doing anything like that, they were going to like, oh, dude, you wait. Like next week, Dan Campbell, rape allegations, 40 of them. Be all over the place.
From Dan Snyder's email inbox.
Like this is the NFL has just decided that, like, instead of doing anything, being like, hey, that guy fucked up, we're gonna fix this as much as we can. They're like, nah, he was right.
Yeah.
Lions trying to pull some shit. Like, this is what they're doing. They're just that's the way they want to be about it.
John Perry had the audacity to say that was on the player too. Like, come on, man.
It's what they do.
Right. That's my thing is they should be actively making changes. But you're right, Andy. They're not going to. They're not going to.
They don't want to.
They love the controversy because it plays in the media too. They're talking about that game on fucking Good Morning America.
Oh yeah, you get the game
won.
the next night, and fucking Romo's like, I hope that guy reported as eligible.
Oh, they're making jokes. Yeah, absolutely. The NFL is.
That's going to be clickbait. It's
yeah,
100%.
Well, it gets the juices flowing too, because now you have like I said earlier, Cowboys Nation. It's all over my fucking feed, and I don't follow any of those pages.
Right.
I don't. It's like
if we get Cowboys Lions in the playoffs too.
And we might get that, right? And it's going to be in Dallas again in fucking Jerryland. Like, I mean, fuck. Setting that bitch up for the fucking long con.
Yeah.
Bro.
And listen, last time Lions played in the playoffs, I don't know if you guys know this.
Yeah. The controversial PI, not PI. Yep.
It was PI. It was called PI. Listen, they got karma next week, though. That didn't catch it. That fucking so like Detroit Dallas thing is becoming very interesting, and fuck, we might see.
I mean, if y'all want to run it back, I'm down. It's fine.
I mean, it might happen.
It might. It very well might.
Ball don't lie.
Yeah.
Anyways, onward, upward. Chargers, a shit show. Russell Wilson, benched, probably going to get fired. 16-9 Broncos take home the dub.
The only intrigue from this game is the fact that the Broncos apparently came out and told Russ that they were benching him to protect against injury, which is a huge problem in the CBA. They could get fined and they could lose draft picks. So that's the only real intrigue coming out of this game. The Broncos' playoff chances are basically dead. They need about 500 different things to happen for them to even have a shot at getting that last wild card. But the big thing is, like, are we about to see the Broncos get smacked with, like, losing a first-round pick? Because that's the penalty for doing something like this, according to the CBA.
Something needs to happen. The handling of Russell Wilson has been pretty fucking despicable.
Terrible, right?
Just, like, I mean, somebody needs to grab, like, Sean Payton and Bill Belichick and fucking Ron Rivera. We'll throw them in there. Just get these old fucking dudes out of here. We don't need to see him anymore. They're not doing it. Like, Peyton came in like he was like the fucking Gestapo, right? He's just fucking like, I run this shit. You're not kissing fucking babies anymore. Dude's a weirdo, man. Like,
yeah.
I didn't think Russell Wilson played terribly this season. I thought he was all right. I thought they figured some things out, and then it was kind of like, listen, you're going to fucking work on your contract, else you're fucking outfield, motherfucker. Like, dude, there was some weird shit that they're doing with Russell Wilson right now. Like, for being the king of cringe, it's easy for people to, like, give them a pass, I think, on a lot of what's going on, but kind of crazy.
Yeah.
He's a Super Bowl champion. Super Bowl champion.
Let's ride.
The bench. Listen, Mahomes has been a real emo lately, but he gets the W, 25-17 at Arrowhead against the Bengals. Are we past the bullshit? Are the Chiefs back?
No.
I
don't think they can get past the bullshit, right? I mean, Gary and I had a little bit of a difference on what the issue was, like in the chat, but
eloquently put, yeah.
Either way, there's an issue. I mean, we saw it again a bit this week, right? They couldn't really seem to get the ball into the end zone. Butner kicks fucking 56 field goals in this game. I mean, if you had him in fantasy, fucking shout out, because he had to have scored like 25 or 30 points.
Yeah,
but I mean, Pacheco was really good. He was playing against me in fantasy, so that makes sense. And
that works.
We saw the same thing, man. I saw a lot of running around in the backfield from the quarterback. I saw some drops. Kelsey, we've talked about him. Doesn't particularly look very Kelsey-like. He looks more like Jason Kelsey at this point. I don't think this team gets right. We were saying it early in the season. They're going to figure it out. It's the Chiefs. We'll get there.
They're late early there, man. Yeah. No, I agree, Andy. You're right. And we've had a difference of opinion necessarily on like exactly what's wrong with them. And I think the reality is that like we're both right when it comes to the issues in Kansas City. Like it's clear that Mahomes is not on the same page with his receivers because we've seen him miss throws where guys will sit down in a zone and like that's the proper read on that play. And he tries to lead them into coverage and he's just not on the same page with these receivers. And then like even Kelsey's letting him down at this point. You mentioned it. I said it, washed, right? The word. He feels like he's washed. He feels like maybe the T-Swizzy stuff has interfered. I don't know. You know, it's one of those things where it feels like a very precipitous drop with him. And what's unfortunate for the Chiefs is they've got a Super Bowl defense. And for the first time in like the Mahomes, Andy Reid era, they don't really even have an AFC West winning offense. They're very fortunate that the AFC West is really bad. All the turmoil with coaching and all the turmoil with quarterbacks and the injuries and everything else that's gone on in the AFC West, they've been pretty fortunate this year that they're going to win that division because sitting at, what are they, 10-6 right now? I mean, sitting at 10-6, like that's not the Chiefs. And I don't know that it gets better. I don't see this offense suddenly flipping a switch and being better. Mahomes is frustrated. He's letting it show. You mentioned the emo, right? He's showing his emotions a lot. The explosion he had about the offensive offsides, I think, was a bit of a result of the struggles this year. Everything kind of burst out of him over something that had nothing really to do with their struggles on offense. I don't know that they fix it, and they're going to have to go on the road for a playoff game for the first time in his career if they survive round one, because they're going to have a home game winning their division, but then they're going to have to go on the road for the first time in his career. I don't know that they're going to survive round one, to be completely honest. Maybe because of the defense, but damn, man, they're a mess.
And I don't know either, but as I say that, I feel in the back of my fucking mind here that like it's what happens here. So like say they do win at home in the first round, then where are they? In Buffalo, who they own, or in Miami, who can't beat good teams? Like I could just as easily see Kansas City in
maybe it's there, Miami. Maybe it is, right? The path is there, maybe.
Right. The path is kind of always there for some of these teams. Like as much as listen, what's going to happen is fucking they're going to come out in the first round, and all of a sudden the blocking is going to be there, the throws are going to be there, the catches are going to be made.
You might be right.
He's going to have a fucking 5-catch, 80-yard game with a touchdown. Valdez Scantling's going to fucking, catch a fucking 50-yarder. Like the weird shit that's going to happen.
Brittany Mahomes is going to make out with T Swift.
I hope not, for fucking T Swift's sake.
I
used to say like she was the okayest. Like she's fucking
dude.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I'm not even gonna go nuts on his wife. But I just that's my thought. If I'm the Chiefs, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, we get a home game in the first round, we're still the Chiefs. What's worst case scenario? We go on the road to fucking Buffalo, we beat them in the playoffs every year. Or we go to Miami, who hasn't shown us anything. Like, fuck, nice vacation, warm day.
Yeah.
If I'm the Chiefs, that's how I have to feel.
I think you're right in terms of the approach, for sure. What was eye-opening for me is like the Bengals got shut out in the second half. And this thing was never in the bag for the Chiefs, with Jake Browning at quarterback and Jamar Chase banged up and a bunch of injuries on the defense. Like they just never put their thumb on them. And that's, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I don't know how good I feel about this team going forward. But like
you're mentioning Jake Browning like he's fucking great value something, but this dude he's been a player.
He's still Jake Browning though, right?
He's still been a
team that has Joe Burrow. I think Browning's been fine. And I apologized to him 2 weeks after I said like his parents don't even know he still plays in the NFL, right? Like He's been fine. But this game was never in hand for the Chiefs, for a team that got shut out in the second.
No, I agreed.
It's not good. It's not good.
Harrison was working overtime.
Yeah, he was. He put in that work. Yeah, in Buffalo, I think it's different, right? Because Kansas City, they've beaten Buffalo in Arrowhead. Josh Allen has also won in Arrowhead, right? A regular season game, but he's also won in Arrowhead. Going on the road, I think, is just something the Chiefs are not prepared to do in the playoffs because they just haven't. I don't know.
Well, they're not used to it. Yeah, right.
I thought that they probably should if they were going to make a statement that they were going to make some noise in the playoffs. The lingerie football league.
Fucking dog.
Anyway,
You're a dog. Anyways, Packers 33-10 victory over the Vikings. And, but we'll get into next week's picks here soon, but just sticking with that fuck Green Bay vendetta there, huh, Mode?
What did I do?
You have Chicago over Green Bay.
Let's fucking run it.
Listen, I have a question for you two, and this is just kind of opinion. Like, if you were the Vikings and you have a chance to get into the playoffs, are you really starting a rookie quarterback over a guy who scored 24 in back-to-back games for you? Feels like they threw the towel in, no?
I don't know what the fuck the Vikings are. I don't think they know what they're doing, right? I mean,
I get being lost because like Kirk was on MVP fucking trajectory, but like you're starting Jaron Hall in a game that basically.
Well, I mean, I think Mullen's game against the Lions kind of sealed things, right? I mean, he throws 4 picks. He fumbled the ball too. Threw 4 picks, fumbled the ball. They didn't lose the fumble, but he fumbled the ball. I don't think. I don't know if it's thrown in the towel. Maybe it is.
Yeah,
I don't. You've had 4 different starting quarterbacks this year now, right? And I don't know. If I'm them, I don't want to get in the playoffs. But I just because I don't think they can do anything. But yeah, I don't know.
Felt like they threw the towel in, man.
I feel
Maybe
like
they
should. Yeah, I feel like they should.
Yeah,
Call it.
That's fair.
Don't fucking do it against Green Bay again, though.
Yeah, Jordan Love is having a big year.
He's all right. He still makes really bad fucking throws. Like I see it every game.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
Really just bad off the back foot. I don't think he's ever going to fix that.
I think he saw Rodgers do it with success, but Rodgers is a different person.
We talked about this before. I think he does have a little bit of that Rodgers like Teflon, where he thinks he can do some shit that Rodgers, It's like when you're a kid and you fucking watch Bo Jackson fucking plow through the defense and you go down to the fucking field.
You try to dump
pads on and you're like, I'm fucking Bo Jackson. And then you get your fucking leg broken.
Yeah.
By a fucking 9th grader. That fucking freshman pieces you up. You're in fucking 6th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a huge fan of Michael Penix. He's going to be a late first round, possibly early second round pick. And I'm going to really pay attention to where he lands because we've seen a lot of guys like him who end up in a situation where they get drafted as like a guy to come in and compete with a veteran and then they end up the backup because a coach is desperate to win right away. I'm really curious to see where he lands. I think he's going to be anywhere from 24 to 40 in terms of where he gets picked. He'll be late.
I'm glad you said that because he's going to be 24 when he gets drafted. So
and that's the big thing, right? He's perceived as like too old, right? Brandon Weeden and some of those guys. God, he throws a fucking surgical. His left arm is a fucking scalpel on the football field, though. So I'll be curious. I'm
Well,
going
it
to
should
follow
be.
him.
He's been in school long enough to have a fucking doctorate's degree.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
I mean, fuck.
That's fair.
24 years old.
It's a grown man out there, goddamn.
Grown man.
Right. He's out there playing against minors.
Can't even drink.
That dude's been buying fucking suds for 4 years. Playing against a kid that just hit puberty this month.
Come on, bro. It's not that bad. Jesus Christ.
Close.
It's not far off, admittedly. It's closer than 24. That's for goddamn sure. So, anyways, what do you say we get to the most important part of our show? We're a veteran-owned podcast, and so we dedicate every episode to a fallen service member in our Folds of Honor sponsored segment called our Salute to Service. This episode is going to be dedicated to Intelligence Specialist, Petty Officer Second Class, Surface Warfare, Air Warfare, Tyler Sonata, who passed away December 24th, 2023 of colon cancer. He leaves behind a wife and 3 children. He was a really good friend of mine. We served together. We were roommates together through our schooling early on in the Navy. He continued to be a good friend after the fact as we grew older and had families, and he was sitting next to me the very first time I saw my wife. We have the same matching douchey chest tattoos, and he's going to be sorely missed. So, Petty Officer Tyler Sonata, we have the watch. Love you, brother. Damn.
Sorry for the loss, pal.
Thanks, man. Well, my hardest transition of the year, and it's the second day of the fucking year. So, always a great way to start this one. So, week 18 preview. We're all unanimous here that Tomlin's luck is not going to get him through Baltimore. So not really a whole lot to talk about here other than, the continued conversations of, is the MVP going to be wearing that purple and black Ravens uniform?
The question this week is like, who's going to play, right? Lamar probably doesn't play.
He shouldn't.
Probably not going to see like Zay Flowers and OBJ, and probably not going to see a lot of the big guys on defense. Pittsburgh could steal this one. I just, at home, Baltimore, Tyler Huntley's not bad, right? He's a pretty solid backup for that team. I still think Baltimore's going to win, but this could have a lot of implication for the playoffs if Baltimore decides to sit a bunch of people, because they should win at full strength, right? They should win at home against Pittsburgh, but if they start sitting players, you look at like Buffalo, it has implications for if they lose that game. Indy, Houston, we talked about that already. Jacksonville, we talked about that. I don't know. We'll see if Baltimore decides they're going to bench a ton of people or if they're just going to sit a few crucial starters.
I think they might keep it to the minimal, right? Because if I'm Baltimore, I don't want Pittsburgh and Cleveland
I agree.
in the playoffs, right? So, because what are the odds you're not playing one of them, right? You're going to see one of those teams, and I don't want to see either of them, just due to the familiar faces. It'll be Lamar's not going to play.
Lamar's not playing,
but we could see almost everyone else.
Right. Yep. Yeah, it'll be a select few, I imagine, just for that reason, right? Division foe. We'll see. A lot of playoff picture implications for Pittsburgh, especially.
Got a little separation here. Gary's riding with Indy, and me and Andy with Houston. Here's Houston's on the road at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis.
I now hate that I picked Indianapolis.
I hate that you picked them too from the start.
You had good reason. You said the home team. I mean,
yeah,
right.
That's the big thing that separated it for me. This is also the Brad Allen game. This is the game that his crew will be working.
So it's a fucking toss-up is all we know.
It is a fucking toss-up. You might get a bunch of ineligible receivers touching the ball and shit. Fuck, who knows? Home team. That's what it boiled down to for me. I think these teams are pretty nip-tuck.
I thought the Brad Allen crew was getting the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game.
Is that the one? I know it's one of the Saturday games. I thought it was
I thought it was Pittsburgh-Baltimore. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you might be right. It's a standalone game on Saturday. I for some reason I thought it was this one. You're probably right though.
Yeah, it makes sense if I'm right.
Yeah. Usually are.
No, I really did think I saw that though.
You're probably right.
Yeah, all right, dude. We got it. You're right, Andy. Christ. All right. All three of us for Tampa Bay. No surprise there. Carolina's a shit show. I don't really think there's much to talk about here. Any implications? NFC South, Bucks,
division implications. That's it. The result of the Atlanta-New Orleans game and the result of this game will decide the NFC South. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much some tickets going for?
74 cents.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
If you can rub 3 quarters together, you can go to this game.
Fuck it. Sign me up for the 500 section, baby. Let's go.
All right. All three of us on board with Cleveland beating the Bengals in Cincinnati. So, in-state rivalry, but Cleveland's just a lot more put together, better put together football team at this point in the season. Bengals are going to be banged up. They need to go ahead and just bow out.
That's the thing. They don't have anything to play for other than pride, right? Against the division foe. They're better off losing this game for draft position. Cleveland can't move in terms of their playoff positioning either. I believe they're locked into the 4 or 5. Yeah, I think so. I believe so. I think they got the tiebreaker on Miami. So not a lot of implications here. Cleveland's just the better team.
No, folks, this is why your fantasy football league ends the week before.
Yeah.
Right. Just in case. I've had people ask me in the past, like, why don't you play to the
Nobody wants to play week 18 fantasy football.
You want that? Like, we can fucking go
FanDuel leagues are going to suck this week.
It's an absolute lottery.
Yes.
And they're going to be a lot lower than you're expecting.
I think if they had a chance to play spoiler to the Browns a little bit, it might make a difference. But, maybe you want to be an asshole and jump in there. But I don't.
Yeah. Browns are locked into a playoff spot. I believe they're locked into the 5 seed. So there's not a lot of.
Yeah, no, they are locked into the 5 seed.
I think that's the case because if Miami loses, I believe they've got the tiebreaker.
Yeah, because they have 11 wins and nobody incoming.
Miami losing, they would still have 11 wins.
Yes,
but I think the Browns have the tiebreaker on. So I believe they are locked into the 5 seed.
I think it's correct.
Yeah, not a lot of implications here.
All unanimous here that Detroit's going to win at home against the Vikings. I don't think there's any reason to contest that. Yeah.
Andy, do you think Detroit's going to send anybody?
No,
because they can't change. But
no. I think they should. I would sit everyone. I don't think Dan will though. It doesn't seem like it. Listen, I don't know this Dan yet. I haven't had a chance to meet playoff Dan, so I have no idea what he's going to do. Given his history, what's that?
Said he's a dog.
Right. He just reminds me of the kind of guy who's going to play his starters. I don't necessarily love it.
So they can still technically get the 2 seed. Maybe that's his reasoning.
Right.
If you think that Washington's going to beat Dallas, right?
I don't think you're going to get the 2 seed.
No, but they're alive, right? I guess if we're going to.
What time are those games? That might make a difference. Detroit plays.
Dallas is after Detroit. Dallas is at 4:00.
So right, so they're never going to know. Yeah, I mean, and that alone's going to do it. We'll see. I mean,
that would be the only wrench I could see if they sat a bunch of people. Maybe Minnesota gets.
I think Detroit should be able to play with Minnesota with backups, right? I mean,
sure.
It's Minnesota after all, so
yeah.
But who the hell knows?
Who the hell knows? I don't know. I'm riding with the Jets anyways against the Patriots. And for no other reason than fuck both of these teams.
Yeah.
I just picked the home team.
Yeah, that's all it really. I want New England to win because of draft slot. If both Washington and New England lose, like our fate of the 2 pick rests on like the shoulders of Atlanta. So I just want New England to win so that I don't have to worry about Atlanta against New Orleans.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I appreciate the honesty there. There we go. All right, Gary on the Atlanta Island here against New Orleans at home.
That's why I want New England to win, because this feels like a game.
He's fucking picking out what he wants to happen.
I know, but I feel like Atlanta's going to win this game. This feels like one of those games. New Orleans coming off that win against Tampa. That NFC South is a fucking trash fire, and this is a game that Atlanta wins. Play spoiler for New Orleans. I need New England to win, because if Atlanta beats New Orleans and both Washington and New England lose, New England gets the 2 pick. Selfish. I'm selfish. I know.
You fucking nerd.
Nerds.
Fuck. Dude, he's worked out all of the probable. Yeah, he needs all of these particular outcomes.
I just imagine Raul wearing a fucking Letterman jacket with the sleeves cut off.
Fucking nerd. All right, well, at least we're all unanimous here that Jacksonville is going to get a good W on the road against a struggling Tennessee Titans.
I switched my pick on this one. I initially was going to take the Titans.
Jacksonville's not that good.
Jacksonville does not impress me ever.
And Tennessee's at home. I think Tennessee's in the tank, though. I think they are full on in the tank.
As soon as I think Jacksonville's like good, though, like Jacksonville will have a good week and they'll kind of impress me. And then the very next week, it's like, I don't even know who the fuck you are.
They'll lose to the Titans by 4 touchdowns.
Fucking scrubs.
Shut the Panthers out. Lose to the
They're
Titans.
a little beat up. Will Levis got beat up. I mean,
What do?
You lose.
You fucking lose. All of us unanimous at Seattle. In Arizona, Arizona's had a couple fluke games where they've beaten some good teams. The Eagles are debatable, but Seattle should win this.
I wonder what Arizona comes out like, right?
This isn't a layup. Kyler Murray's
No, it's not a layup. But does Arizona really give a fuck about this game? That was my thing. Is like
Did they
Seattle
give
has
not last week. I mean, it is like
Seattle's a lot to play for.
A coordinator going back against his old team, I'll give him that. But yeah, I don't know. Division foe, you can knock them out of the playoffs, right? Seattle loses, they're out of the playoffs. I don't know. Kyler's looked pretty good, surprisingly. And a new Call of Duty dropped. I don't know how that happened.
My dude got some platform shoes. It's out there running around at 5'9"
and 3/4.
Right.
There's Ben. There he is.
Andy is on Chicago Island for no reason other than fuck the Packers.
Chicago's going to win this game.
Next,
that's honestly how I feel. I feel like Chicago's going to win the game
In Green Bay.
In Green Bay. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I don't think that's not a long shot. I think they're very capable of winning that game for sure. Just Green Bay at home, playoffs on the line.
Yeah. Blowing it again like last year.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I believe that wholeheartedly. Kansas City probably going to win, right, against a very, very struggling Chargers team. Look, and this is not to say that Kansas City is not struggling, but
the Chargers are struggling on a different.
Butner better warm that fucking leg up.
He better. Jesus Christ, he's probably going to kick 12 this weekend.
Stick that fucking thing in a hot spring, right? Just the one leg.
Yeah, dude.
Hip deep. Get it going.
It's providing a visual that I really don't kind of stings
the
eyeballs.
Kansas City's going to get right.
We're all on the on the Vegas boat here.
Gary, Eckler's going to
for
have
good reason.
250 yards this week.
Yeah, with the playoffs over. Absolutely.
It
He's going to go
just dawned on me.
in 3 tugs.
Franchise day. Yeah. Both combo receiving and pass rushing record. All of it.
Yep.
Rushing and passing records.
He's going to sack the opposing QB out there. It's going to be fucking career day.
Yeah, Vegas. I like what Antonio Pierce is doing. I hope they sign him. I hope they keep him around. If they don't, I'll take him in Washington, like I've said before. Denver's a mess. They've got Stidham starting. Raiders are kind of moving in a on a different trajectory than the Broncos right now. Zamir White looks good. It looks like they're gonna be able to move on from Josh Jacobs. They're moving in the right direction as long as they keep Antonio Pierce.
Another weird thing that we never thought we'd be saying at the end of the season.
About Jacobs, you're saying?
Yeah.
Weird, huh?
Number one free agent.
Someone's going to get it. He's still got juice. Someone's going to get him and be able to plug him right in. But
you're right, though.
It's good, though, man.
It's almost like every fucking organization is just like standing in the wings waiting to replace their starting running back.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Dude's in his second year, and they're like, can't wait for this motherfucker to fucking up.
Get out of here, motherfucker.
Oh, dude, this is Pollard's first year as solo guy, and they're already like, we need to get someone else.
We're going to get some 26-year-old dude off the couch. Take his.
And Josh Jacobs and Pollard were the number 1 and 2 going into the offseason.
Yeah.
Last year. So
strange.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
King Henry, nobody now.
He's gone. Ty J. Spears, he's a dual threat guy. I think he might be the guy next year, or they're going to draft someone and replace him.
Henry will be interesting, though. I wonder where he ends up, if at all.
I think somebody brings him in.
Strip club security guard.
Close the fucking door, though.
Strip club security guard.
I mean, listen, we watched.
Imagine seeing that guy at the door.
We watched Zeke got shut out this year until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, now he's cut. I mean, it's a cold world out there if you're running. I mean, I think Derrick Henry, off of stature and name alone, will probably warrant interest somewhere, but like where?
He'll be on a roster. Is it Buffalo? They need a guy that can kind of just be a short yardage guy, maybe. I couldn't name you more than maybe.
Yo,
Buffalo.
Put this motherfucker in Philly, dude.
Maybe Philly.
Just let him go.
Maybe it's Philly.
Runs for fucking 1,600 yards.
Maybe.
That fucking line, dude. Like,
just put him at linebacker for fucking one series.
Are you sure Henry doesn't want that?
No.
I just went off and trying to figure out a good spot for him. I'm on Giants Island here only because fuck Philly. It's kind of the same concept as Andy with the.
Nah, that's not what I did though.
I was on the fuck Philly.
It's what you did. It's fine. It's what you did. It's fine. It's okay.
You're reaching, kid.
I'm not reaching, dude. I'm not reaching.
Justin Fields, baby. That's all.
Terod Taylor can surely handle this fucking absolute nobody of a Philly team that we're dealing with.
He might throw for 3 bills. Everybody does against Philly.
He's going to drag brain on that defense.
Yeah.
DeVito's going to get fucking touches, dude. It's going to happen.
He's coming back. Yeah.
Bro, they're putting, I mean, it's going to be a feast.
Of pasta.
Anyways, San Francisco's for sure going to win, according to the professionals here at Backyard Sports. Rams are going to lose to the number 1 team in the NFC.
Well, so it's interesting, though, with San Fran, though, right? Because what are they playing for?
Nothing. They've got it locked up.
Nothing.
Yep.
So
the Rams aren't playing for a lot either because I believe they're locked into their spot, right?
Well, what's the word with CMC?
I don't think the Rams are locked in, are they? I thought they could still slide.
They have a playoff position. Will they slide to 7 if they lose?
I'm not sure. Hold on. This is fucking real confusing. So they're 9-7, right?
Yeah.
If Green Bay wins, they'll be 9-7. Or I'm sorry, 9-8. And if the Rams lost, they'd be 9-8. I don't know.
I know, like, the Rams have a better division record. Although if the Packers win, they'll be 4-2 also. So yeah, it'd come down to like.
Yeah, Green Bay will be 4-2.
It'll be later. They'll both be 7-5 in the conference.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're safe or not.
That one's gonna come down to like fucking strength of loss or something.
Strength of loss.
I don't know. That one's gonna come down a lot because they didn't play each other this year.
Yeah, like whose head coach wife is hotter?
McVay's.
It is.
Just ask Cam Akers.
I was gonna say, ask fucking Jared Goff.
You.
Ew.
You.
All right. Nothing to talk about here.
I almost had fun with this one.
No, you didn't.
I did. I almost had
You
fun with it.
You weren't ready for it.
Nah.
As long as you were eligible, it'll be okay.
Yeah, right. Reporting is eligible.
Listen, I think the point is that fucking Dallas is untouchable, and we're going to be untouchable through the first week of the playoffs.
Turned into one of those guys.
We're untouchable, and we're going to be untouchable through the first week of the play. We're going to win week 1 of the playoffs, and then after that, we're going to lose. Just because you said we won't win week 1. Fuck you, Gary.
Fair.
So take that shit to the bank. All of us here all know that Miami is not going to beat a good team.
Game of the week, man. Game of the week.
Game of the week.
Especially if
I'd love to see a boat race.
If Pittsburgh wins, Jacksonville wins, and the Colts game doesn't end in a tie, like this is legit an eliminator for the Bills. So this could really be the game of the week if all that other stuff happens.
And real quick, like just real fast, because we just watched Raul go full fucking Harvey Dent on this show over the season or two. It's like the fucking live long enough to, or die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Become the villain.
Yeah. The Cowboys fans, that's you. You did it. You come full circle. You're like, I ain't one of them Cowboy fans who's like, it's our year. Fucking Dak is here.
I'm not saying it's our year. In
now
fact, I said we're only going to make it past
unstoppable. It doesn't matter if we play fucking Martha Stewart in the bus.
We're untouchable for the next couple games.
All right.
We're untouchable for the Commanders because they're the fucking Commanders. Yeah. We're untouchable through week 1 because God bless Texas. And then after that, it's, we're going to go right. We're going to hit that part of the cycle where we're going to choke. And then it's going to be a laughing stock until we come back. Now, one thing I will say, and this is going to completely jinx it, and I'm just going to call it now.
Uh-oh.
He's only at 8. He's only at 8. He said less than 10. He's only at 8. That's all I'm saying. I'm impressed by how far he's come so far. We've got 1 game left in the season. He's at 8 interceptions. He said he'd be less at 10, and the whole world, myself included, were like, "You out of your fucking mind." But hey, good on him.
2 on deck.
Listen,
just 2, not 3. Only 2.
2 on deck, and they win 17-4.
17-4. Fuck 2 safeties. Fuck it. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Thoroughly impressed. They're not going to go anywhere past the first round.
Well,
So no, I'm not.
We'll see what officiating.
This is our year guy.
Yeah. We'll see if Brad Allen sneaks into the playoffs.
He just shows up. Fucking steals.
Hey guys, I'm here.
Shows up in blackface.
I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as a referee.
What do you mean, you people?
So anyway, Bills Dolphins. This is what it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Bills Dolphins.
It got flexed, so obviously, right? We're not the only ones saying game of the week.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is
going to be great.
This is game blouses, right?
Yep.
Fuck. I don't remember where everybody picked to start the year. I know I picked Buffalo to win the division.
Mm-hmm. I think we all had Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't think so.
I think we did, but I think
one of you had the Dolphins. I think
we both had Dolphins as playoff team, right? I didn't.
Gary,
I'm pretty sure. I think I had Buffalo win Super Bowl.
I had the Jets in the playoffs, which was wrong. I have it right here. Hold on.
Oh
Yeah, no, I don't remember. I know this is the first year
I
not
have
the
it right
first
here.
year I picked Buffalo. But
So we all had Buffalo, we all
Oh,
had
we did.
Cincy, we all had the Jags, and we all had Kansas City.
Jesus, we're fucking smart as shit.
And then the wild card, you both had the Dolphins. Andy, you had the Ravens. All three of us had the Chargers.
Hey,
I had the Steelers, and Raul and I had the Jets. So
Jets, okay.
we are all.
I thought somebody had the. I thought Raul had the Browns. Maybe I thought somebody had the Browns. No, okay.
I had the Steelers. That was the odd duck.
Yes.
You had the Ravens, which surprisingly neither Raul or I had the Ravens even in the playoffs, and they're the 1 seed.
It's weird.
I expected an injury, and he was going to be out for a
while. I didn't think they had the weapons on offense.
Yeah,
that
true.
defense. That defense. That division was. We did talk about the division a while.
Brad Allen subbing in for a sick ref.
Oh yeah,
that's how it's going to go down.
Put me in, coach.
They're like, how did he get sick? Somebody shot him in the kneecap in the back.
Somebody cut his arm off.
Yeah. They said the guy was wearing a Cowboys jacket. It was Allen.
Oh man.
You know what?
Andy?
Listen, when you're dealing with a dude with 2 first names, this is what happens.
Yeah.
This is the fuckery that goes on.
I went to high school with a kid named Brad Allen, literally Brad Allen.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Dude, huh?
He ended up in Hornell too.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
No, I don't know the dude. Never heard of him.
You fucking coward.
I'm lying. You watch the show, he can't even fucking read. He's lying at that.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, you got winning this, Andy. Bill's gonna win the division.
I get the Bills. Yeah, I picked the Bills. I think
we're all unanimous, right?
You know, Miami should win this game, right? Should they not? Like this,
they were a good football team, probably.
You're, right. You're a good football team.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're at home. You're against a divisional foe.
Control your fate for the 2 seed.
You should win the game. You know, just like Buffalo won at home against you, but they're not gonna because they're the Dolphins.
Yeah. Actually, Buffalo's hot right now too.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
hot at the right time.
Yeah, they look super good against New England this weekend.
No, sloppy.
Yeah, I don't think Miami has it. That's my thing. Like, I feel like if you were like a coach and you know the Dolphins were a player and you're challenging them, like be better, fucking win the game.
Yeah.
You know, get that next level. I don't think they can do it. They've just given off all the vibes this year of a team that's not capable of, you know, pulling that extra gear.
Yep. How bad is it? Mike McDaniel left the starters in late too, and they lost Bradley Chubb, and Tua got a throwing shoulder injury. He says he's good, but he got nicked up on his throwing shoulder.
I mean, we're gonna see, and I can tell you nobody's gonna compete harder than Josh Allen.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
All right, fellas, any closing thoughts?
This is what we're all here for, right, man? Moving week 18, bunch of playoff scenarios. Love it. It's gonna be a great slate of football. The NFL knows how to plan ahead, right? When they introduced the whole flex schedule option, and now they've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday that they've done, you know, for a couple of weeks, and stealing Christmas Day in a way. We got 2 days full of playoff implications, man. Fucking
yeah, they just plastered the holidays this year, right?
They really did.
Oh,
We're just taking the whole holiday season.
Couldn't worked out better. I mean,
they got a Black Friday game.
They already stole Sunday from the Catholic Church, so
yeah.
I mean, may as well just fucking come full circle. Like they'll be Martin Luther King Day. They're taking that from the.
That's when the Super Bowl will be next year.
Fucking there.
Damn. Oh man! All right, boys, we did it. Final week of the regular season, shit's gonna be crazy. Get your chicken wings for 8:20 p.m. Sunday.
You got to protect y'all chickens.
Yep. I think I might fucking smoke some wings this weekend.
Ooh, there you go.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Just wings. Just wings all over the place. Don't matter how you do it. Fuck.
All day. Hell yeah. Well, from all of us here at Backyard Sports, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to come in, check us out next week, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on Backyard Blitz. Brought to you by Backyard Sports Media. See you next week. We're out of here.